Hello, everybody. Okay. Well, it's Wednesday. I hope I'm live on all of these channels. We will find out. So, as a lot of you guys know, we have made some changes. We are currently in the process of making a lot of changes. And I kind of want to talk a little bit today about some of those changes because I think that it is important that we kind of all get on the same page here and that we're also transparent about everything that, kind of we have in mind with this change. So, for those of you guys that don't know, I have been running workshops for a couple of years now, and I love in-person workshops. um, this was a very hard decision for me because I am super attached to the client experience and, just making sure that I can provide you guys with an awesome experience and a lot of education and, all of those things. And so trust me when I tell you that this was not an easy decision. A lot of things play into this decision though, and I wanted to kind of walk you through some of those. So I'm going to give this a minute. Let's see if I can get I don't think I can get my personal one on here, but um if you guys are watching live, please go ahead and say something in the comments because I'm using a new thing here called Restream. I don't know if anybody's used it. It's really awesome though because it lets me hopefully stream live to multiple places, including my Facebook page, including LinkedIn, including my Instagram, which I'm realizing too, though, that the experience on Instagram is probably not the best because of its vertical format versus the horizontal format of this. But if you are watching on, if you are watching on Instagram and you want to be able to see a little bit better, hop on over to either Facebook or LinkedIn or even YouTube. This is also kind of going up on the YouTube channel. So okay, so let's talk a little bit about this pivot and why. So I want to start by saying that the details of why we chose to pivot don't really matter. But I still want to kind of go through some of them with you because I kind of want to walk you through like our mindset kind of behind the scenes, right? So the specific details don't matter. What does matter on a larger sense is to understand that a lot of times small little details play into bigger changes and bigger things. And it's always a million little things, right? We don't ever like lose our shit over like one thing. Well, maybe not ever. I mean, some of us do, but you don't typically lose your shit over one thing. You lose your shit over the latest thing, and there was a lot of little things that happened before that maybe had been sitting there simmering, whatever. So a lot of things played into this pivot and into this decision, but I will say that I'm actually really, really excited about this pivot, and I really truly feel like the universe had bigger plans for what we were doing, and I am truly taking this opportunity and this chance to pivot as a recognition of the fact that I think this was meant for more. I think this was meant to be bigger. I think this was meant to be different. But I also want to say that this is a very hard decision for me. I'm very attached to the in-person experience. And if you guys have actually been to one of our in-person events, I think that that. I think that the energy in that room is irreplaceable. I just, yeah. So, um, So why we pivoted doesn't totally matter. Those little details don't really matter. What does matter is that we are, instead of taking everything that we built and throwing it in a massive dumpster fire, we are actually going to pivot, and we are going to make it into something different. So what's exciting here is, let me just, give me 1 second here. Okay. So a lot of big benefits come out of us making this decision. One, this opens the door to a lot more people. And I don't mean that from a like greedy standpoint whatsoever. I mean that from a deeper feeling of wanting to be able to help more people. But there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only one of me. And, that is hard. That's a hard thing to navigate. And if you are also a business owner, you get that, right? So, not only is it accessible to more people, but it's accessible financially more to more people. And there's a big reason for that. We also have, so one of the questions that had come up yesterday when I started posting this was, why are there tiered tickets? Like, there was some confusion over the tickets. And I want to just clarify that the tiered aspect is really a position to be able to let you be the driver of what you need, like where you are and what you need right now. And so we decided that we would prefer you to be in the driver's seat of deciding what elements you wanted to be a part of, and also what formats you learn and absorb and implement in. And so we'll talk a little bit about the tiers in a little bit here, but I wanted to just kind of answer that question, that there are ticket tiers, because as we move forward in our new position as more of a branding agency, we are really trying to make sure that we can build the things that you need for the season that you're in. So we want to be able to meet you where you're at, and kind of let you come in as you please and go where you want to go. So that is one of the reasons that we have the tiered tickets. So another kick-ass benefit about this pivot is that the entire summit will be recorded. So you will actually have access to the recording after the class. Now, I'll talk about that a little bit in a second too, but I don't know, maybe you wouldn't, I mean, maybe some of you guys are like this, you probably are, but um I happen to buy a lot of things and then never watch them. Anyone else? I know that like someone out there is like me. And I know that some people may not value the recordings the same way as someone else would, because they know that they are someone who will never go back and watch them. And that's fine. That's totally fine. And that's why the access to the recordings are up to you. That's your choice. You can decide what you want to do with that. So let's kind of switch gears here a little bit. I had posted in my stories yesterday, that we were going to be coming on live talking about this. If you are on live, if you're watching live, feel free to drop your questions in the comments if you want, and hopefully I will see them in Restream. They're supposed to all be coming through, but feel free to ask questions live and I will try to answer them for you. But I did get a handful of them yesterday that I kind of wanted to just go through. So question number one was why there are ticket tiers. So we just kind of discussed that. The second one was, how is it different from last year's workshop? So last September, I believe it was last September already. Last year's workshop was at the Rose Hotel in Rosemont, and it was amazing. It was a lot of content, and hindsight's 2020. When we build something, you can kind of go back and say, wow, I really should have maybe cut that information down. Now, I am someone who wants to give everyone all of the information. If you guys know anything about me, I think you would agree with that statement. But we did recognize that it was a lot of content, and the true like mission and background of our workshops and networking events is truly the work portion. So if you see when I post things about networking events, it's like lowercase NET and uppercase WORK, because I really want to be an advocate for doing the work and taking action. And I recognized after the first workshop that there was a lot more like content listening and not enough actual doing. And so we have been changing a lot of that content moving forward. And so this is twofold, right? So one, I would say about 80-ish, probably 85% of the content is brand new, is not part of the original workshop. And actually that original workshop has turned into a masterclass. And that masterclass is available or will be available for purchase. It's not actually available for purchase yet, but if you do buy your ticket to this event, you will also get the masterclass. So that is a fantastic bonus to have on top of that. And the masterclass truly, for everyone who is planning on attending this summit, the masterclass is kind of like, it's not a prereq, but it's definitely like preparatory. So like during this summit, we will not be going super duper duper in deep into the definitions and like the nitty gritty of some of these topics. We are truly going to be focusing on the implementation. Like, what is this and how does it work in business and how can we apply that to your business? Okay, so that is, the summit is much more built to be doing the work, doing the implementation with the content. So everyone that does purchase a ticket for the summit will also get access to the recorded masterclass, and it is highly recommended that you watch it ahead of the summit. So the last question that I'm going to go through from there was, what if I can't make it all 3 days? So I want to be clear here and say that I'm not trying to give you a cop out, because I, for one, I for one will be like, oh great, I can buy this, and then I'll watch the recording, and then I know I never will. That's just who I am. I just know that. But if it was something that was a multiple day event and I knew that I could show up for as much as possible, and whatever I missed, I could go back and watch that, my chances are much higher of that. And I want to tell you that in life, in business, the amount of effort that you put into something is what you are going to see come out of it. And that is absolutely true for this summit. The more you are able to be live and interacting in this summit, the better off you are. The more work you're going to get done, the more clarity you're going to find, and the more feedback that you're going to get. The like I said, the intention of this summit is to be a very interactive container. This is not meant to be a show up, take notes, watch the slides, blah blah blah. This is meant to be interactive. So coming to this event, are you required to ask questions during it? Are you required to share? No, but the more you share, the more you interact, the more feedback, like the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. And I will probably say that 100 times during the summit. But it's true. It's so true. It is so true. So, no, it's not required. But it is highly, highly, highly suggested and encouraged. So the last question was about how much it cost, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So bear with me here. But so first of all, I want to not do that. I don't know why it's on the last page. Let's technology has been not very nice to me today whatsoever. Okay, so I don't know why I went to the end. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about it. So there are 3 of us total who are going to be running this summit. And no, it is not one of us per day. I don't think. I'm 95% sure that is not how I want this to roll, because that is just not as interactive to me. So each of us are experts in different fields. We are all going to be teaching you a lot of different things. But the best part about this is that you have all 3 of us all day, or all day, every day, of the summit, and we all have very different perspectives. So this is where sharing, maybe your business or your situation or your question, however specific it may be, you have three perspectives that are, able to kind of fire back at you and, kind of provide instant feedback and solve problems live, right? So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about each speaker, just so you can kind of get an idea of these what these kind of perspectives are going to feel like. So Amy here is the owner of Clutter. She is a professional organizer. So she owns Clutter Care, where she empowers small business owners with Google solutions. She is also a Google expert. Saving you time and money by maximizing the use of the apps within Google Workspace to streamline your business systems. And as an educator, Amy loves teaching others productivity tips, enable them to clear and maintain their digital clutter. Which, hello, sign me right up for that. And over the last 5 years, she has taught over 300 Google users online with online sessions and her YouTube channel. So she is a Google expert who is going to be teaching us all sorts of things, which I, for one, am very, very excited about. And just to kind of go back a slide here. So some of the main topics, and this is not to say this is all we're talking about, but this is just to kind of give you kind of a high level overview of some of the things that we're going to be talking about. So Amy is definitely going to be telling us a lot about how to manage our time and our calendars. Okay. We're also going to talk about how to leverage our tasks using the technology that we are likely already paying for. Excuse me. We're also going to deep dive into, talking about both mental and physical and digital organizational skills, how they're similar, how they're different, how we can each implement that into our lives and our businesses. And we're going to talk a little bit about making workflows work for you instead of you having to be there all the freaking time. Okay, so Breanna here is the owner of Breanna's Business Boutique. She supports female entrepreneurs and helps them create sustainability, scalability, and helps them build systems in their business. Oh my goodness. So Bree is one of my favorite humans on the planet. She is a project junkie, like total project junkie. She gets so passionate when she gets to see projects from beginning to end. And when I tell you that, like, she is someone who will take your brain dump and like put it into an actionable thing, like, well, I'm the same person, but with pretty stuff, right? So like, if you've experienced how I take your mess and brain dump and make it pretty, Bree is the one who takes that brain dump and makes it in like actionable system and automation, a workflow, something that you do not have to repeat over and over and over and over again. Okay. So over the last 4 years, she has helped over 30 businesses with completely transforming how they run their launches and strategic restructures on the internal side that have led to a ton of successful pivots, expansions, growths, launches, all sorts of things. She is seriously, you're gonna love her. Okay, so she's gonna be talking about workflows and system automations. We are specifically going to be talking about ManyChat, which, if you don't know what that is, it is a free it is an automations tool that has a free option. Obviously, anything that's free has limitations, but the free level of ManyChat is likely still very helpful for a lot of you. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that, building a little bit of that. She's also going to be talking about lead magnets and intake processes because a lot of people are not utilizing lead magnets, and it makes me really sad, but we are here to educate, right? So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about the art of building an effective nurture sequence. Now, I, for one, am very excited for this topic because I love this topic. I know I need this topic, but I choose to let it fall on the back burner for like so freaking long. So I'm excited to actually have that work time while she's presenting to build my own nurture sequence because I truly, truly want to do that on a wider level, like on a like on my website level, like sign up for my newsletter or whatever, not as much the workflow and emails of like when you book something. I've got that pretty good, but Bree is also going to be walking us through quarterly planning. Not only are we going to talk about the structure of this, but we are actually going to be like doing it live. So that is Breanna. As you can see, Bree and Amy do have some overlap with the automations and the systems, and that is like the perfect thing for us all to talk about together. So if you don't know me, I am the founder and creative director of This Way to Fabulous. I am a branding expert and a self-proclaimed mega hype girl because I just love hyping people up. I have over 15 years of experience building brands from the ground up, helping them build their marketing, helping them with their visuals. And I like to bring my energy to helping you guys turn your businesses, like your ideas and your visions, into reality. And how I do that is a lot of the wide angle lens that I have from having so much experience in multiple sectors of marketing. But we do have a couple core services that we do the actual execution for. That is going to be brand discovery, design, development, your websites, your brand photos and videos. Okay, so your visuals. But I like to point out that we don't just build brands. Okay, I'm not out here to just like money, 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 pay me so I can build you a brand and then like peace out. Like I am truly in this with a deeper love and passion for empowering the change makers out there who are just looking to make a change. They are looking to make an impact. They want to break free of this stigma and they want to leave a lasting impact. Okay, because impact is what it's all about. And so I'm super, super excited about that. So what I will be talking about for the most part is breaking down branding, really helping you guys understand what a brand is, because a brand is not a logo. Okay. And if you think that, I'm not even going to shame you because you've just been miseducated. That's it. Like you just have not been told the right things. A brand is so many things and it is so many things collectively. It is not any single one of those things. It is actually the combination of all of those things. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be breaking down what it is, what a brand is, and we will actually be building foundations for your business. Okay. We are also going to talk about brand pillars versus buckets, like content pillar, content bucket. We're going to talk a lot about the differences between those. And we are going to build your brand pillars that day. We are going to talk about a lot of different marketing types. Make sure that you guys are in the known about all of the different ways to market. And we're going to explore some strategies for each of you because truly marketing is different for everyone. And I think that's a big misconception in our industry is that a lot of us kind of think that if we can throw our money into marketing, general term marketing, then we're set. But throwing money in marketing means a lot of different things. And I don't just mean throwing money, throwing your time, which time is money, right? Throwing your time, your effort, your money, your sweat, your tears, all those things into marketing is a very vague thing to say. Okay, so we're going to talk deeper about lots of different formats of marketing and help you build strategies to be able to explore those. And we will be talking about social media, but only a little bit, because I say this all the time. I know you guys, if you've been to the workshops already, you know this, but social media is not a marketing plan. It's just not. And that is another misconception that I hear all the time. People come to me wanting me to build their marketing plan. And when they see the plan, they say, but why isn't social media at the top? Because social media should be at the bottom. Okay. We'll go deeper into that, obviously, in this summit, but truly the overlying view of that is that social media should be the very bottom of or social media should be kind of at the, if I say at the top, that's going to seem backwards. Everything should live in a place that you control, which is your website. Everything else should funnel into that. Yes, social media is a part of marketing, but truly in the world that we live in, and how overwhelming and toxic and just all of the things. Social media is not the main and only way to market. So I'm going to stop right there because I could go on and on and on about that topic, but I won't. So that is the three of us. We will also be all three of us will be sitting down together to talk on a short panel about AI. And I say a short panel because I don't want this to turn into a love or hate like voting situation for AI. This is honestly not even meant to fully be a like questionary discussion, but the three of us are all going to sit down and chat with you guys about how we are leveraging AI in our own businesses, and to help you curate a way to also use AI in your business in an authentic way. So there are a lot of things out there with AI right now, obviously, and AI is a big topic, obviously, and like I said, I don't want to go too far into that, but we are definitely going to be talking about how to use it authentically, because there are a lot of AI systems out there, and there are a lot of ways to misuse it. There are a lot of ways for it to come back and bite you in the butt. Okay, so we are going to be talking about that as well. Okay, so I don't want to keep you guys on here too long. I want to be mindful of your time. But so that last question was, how much is it? So this summit, the bare minimum ticket is $99. If you are someone that needs to show up and do it live and you know you're not going to come back to it, and this is the only ticket that you need. Okay. This is not how I would do it, but I know and recognize that we all learn and absorb and implement in much different ways. So we have that as our base ticket. Our Elevate Pass is our middle ticket. It will obviously also include the live admission to the event, but it will also include a digital workbook. Now, as well as access to the recording. I almost didn't bring this by my desk. So when I say digital workbook, this workbook is not a textbook. Okay, it is not a like, here's all the information. I will, if you're in the Elevate Pass, you will get access to the slides as well. But that will only be part of the Elevate and Power Pass. So digital workbook, just to give you guys an idea of what the workbooks looked like in some of our past workshops, which is hard to see because my lighting is stupid. They are literal workbooks. Okay, like we are doing, oh my goodness, we are doing like the actual, oh my god, I know what I'm doing. There we go. It's a little better. So we are doing like the actual work. So this workbook is if you are, or this Elevate Pass is for the people who want to do it live, but they want to physically do it live. Okay. This will be likely a editable PDF, but I also highly suggest that you print it just to be able to jot the notes down. Maybe then you go back into the PDF later and you add your notes in there and you save that electronically. That's up to you. Man, I am like right in the middle of all my friends who like to write it, like to type it. You do you, boo. Okay? You do you. All right, so the Power Pass includes all of that. So you get your live admission, your curated workbook, access to the recordings once we are complete. But it also includes exclusive access to a bonus hot seat discussion that we will be having on the last day once we wrap up the summit itself. That hot seat discussion is kick ass, okay? And no matter who ends up in the hot seat, you will take valuable information away from that discussion. We'll probably open the registration for the application for the hot seats pretty much right away. But the deadline for that, I believe, is like the week before. I don't have the date in front of me, but I can put that in the comments when I'm done with this. But so anyone who wants to be in the hot seat can apply to be in the hot seat. What is a hot seat? Okay, so a hot seat is where we will pull your business up on the screen for everyone to see. So we will pull up your website, we will pull up your Instagram, maybe your LinkedIn, maybe your Facebook, kind of depending on what you're looking at right now. And we will audit everything. We will talk about your website, what's great, what needs some changes. We'll look at some of your socials, make sure that everything is cohesive. You will basically be in the hot seat, and we will give you all kinds of feedback on your business, on your marketing, on whatever you are doing right now. Like I said, no matter who is in the hot seat, every time that we do hot seats at our workshops and networking events, many people will pull me aside later and say, I really wish I would have applied for that because I would have loved to hear the feedback for my business, but hearing the feedback for so-and-so was still so incredibly helpful. Okay, so that is still a major value point there. I will say that the hot seat discussion will not be recorded. So it will not be a part of the recordings. You will have to be live to be you know what? I'm going to change my mind on that. I think I will go ahead and record it. But it will be a separate recording, and it will only be available to the PowerPass people so that they can go back in. So if you want the recording of the hot seat discussion, and it kind of becomes a live Q&A a little bit, because as we're auditing, people have some questions, which is totally fine. So if you want the recording of that, you do need to be in the PowerPass. Okay, so I have some exciting information though. Okay, so we now are going to be adding on a $50 bonus credit when you purchase the PowerPass before Labor Day or by Labor Day, right? 9/2 should be Monday of Labor Day. That this bonus will close by midnight Central Time on the night of September 2nd. So if you go ahead and register a PowerPass between now and the 2nd of September, you will get a $50 bonus credit to be able to use towards any service that we offer. Okay. That basically makes your ticket $100 because you're getting $50 to spend later. Okay. So that is an incredible deal. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not really sure how I came up with this math, but you guys are going to benefit from it. Okay. So, go ahead and book now. I will put I'll put the link in the comments below, probably, because I'm not sure how to do that on Restream, right? We're always learning. Hashtag always learning. One other thing that we will be doing at the summit, we will be revealing the top secret project that we have been working on that is coming soon. And, I really want to spill all the beans. I really do, because like I mentioned earlier, I'm the person that wants to tell everybody everything. But I've already taken 30 minutes of your time, apparently. So, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to tell you that there is a very top secret reveal going to be happening at the event. If you want to put a guess in the comments below, please feel free. I would love to know what you guys think we are up to next. This is big. This is so big, and so near and dear to my heart. I'm truly so freaking excited about this thing. I can't even describe it. Okay. So something very big is coming. You will need to be at the summit, or I guess watch the recording. You'll probably still see it there, but you need to be at the summit in order to get this information. You will not only get the information, but you will get a first chance to be a part of it. And I believe that being a part of it I think you do actually have to be live. I will double check on that. And yeah, you absolutely need the recording for it, because you're not going to hear it anywhere else. It will not be posted anywhere else on social media, on our website. It will not be posted anywhere else. So if you are curious about what the hell we are up to right now, you are going to have to be a part of the summit. Okay, so that is the link right there. Just go to thiswaytofabulous.com /virtual summit. You can also just go to thiswaytofabulous.com, and on the very top of your screen in the banner, it's like a neon banner, and it will say grab your summit ticket. You can also click on that and it'll take you right there. Okay, so don't forget that if you grab your registration, now it's not going to let me go to the last page, whatever. If you grab your registration before Labor Day or by Labor Day, which I believe is this weekend. Yep. Oh, should know what day it is. Yes. So this weekend is Labor Day. So you have from now until Monday night at midnight or 11:59 Central Standard Time to grab your registration ticket. If you guys have any additional questions, please leave them in the comments below this video. I will monitor all of the videos on all the platforms, make sure that everybody has their questions answered. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, rewatching, whatever it is that you are doing. I just wanted to bring some clarity and transparency to this pivot and to this kind of exciting next chapter. So, all right, guys, until next time, keep dreaming, keep growing, and just keep doing the damn thing. Dare to be fabulous, guys.